Hello, my name is Bekenova Huriниса Эргашбековна. I'm an English teacher of the professional college named Anwar Исмаилов in Turkistan region. Our today's subject is practical grammar and our today's theme is infinitive. And today we are going to talk about the using and forming of infinitive. We know that in English, the verb has two forms, find and non-find verbs. Find verbs are verbs which act as a main verb and can be changed according to the noun. They only use in present and past tenses. They can be indicative of passive or active voice, and they also number. And what about non-find verbs? Non-find verbs, they cannot be the main verb as they don't talk about the action that's being performed by the subject or noun. They don't indicate any tense, mood, or gender. They used as nouns, adverbs, or adjectives. And in English, there are three types of non-find verbs: gerund, infinitives, and participle. And today we are going to talk about infinitive. What's infinitive? Infinitive is obtained by adding the suffix to in front of the verb, or using the verb in a plain form. It's a named verb that can be used in the case of a subject or object in a sentence. It can be a single word, or sometimes it can be a group of words. And how do we form infinitive? Infinitive is formed with to plus base form of the verb. In negative, we place not before the infinitive. Structure: to plus base form of the verb. For example, I decided to study English this year. And negative form, we put not before to. I decided not to study chemistry this year. Infinitive can be with to or without to. When we use infinitive with to, the first way, we use infinitive with to after adjectives. For example, Mary was happy to hear her friends was out of danger. After certain verbs like agree, ask, decide, forget, help, learn, offer. And when we use infinitive without to, we use infinitive without to after modal verbs. After modals had better, would rather, and after some definite verbs. Make, let, see, hear, feel, watch, notice, observe, and have. For example, I'd rather not drive, or she lets her children stay up very late. And here we will pay attention to the using of them. The first, we use infinitive after adjectives, and here we have some examples and structure of using infinitive after adjectives. Structure: subject, to be, adjective, to plus infinitive, and the rest part of the sentence. Example: it's good to talk. It's good of you to talk to me. And other examples. We said that we use infinitive after definite verbs. Here we have a list of verbs after which we can use infinitive. When we use infinitive without to, sometimes we can call them bare infinitive. After the verbs do, does, and did. He doesn't have her mobile phone. After verbs of perception. These verbs are see, watch, notice, hear, listen to, feel, smell. After verbs let and make. Let him come in now. And after modals had better, would rather, cannot but, and can do nothing but. Example: you'd better go home. Here we have some examples, some sentences. Now we should Find out infinitives in each sentence. In the first sentence, I don't know. We use infinitive after don't. They saw him climbing up the roof. We use main verb saw and infinitive climb up. She feels the rain fall on her face. The main verb feels and infinitive fall without to. He can run very fast. Modal verbs plus infinitive without to. You'd better clean up your room. Had better plus clean up. And let your child go out alone. The main verb letter and infinitive go out. She made Peggy and Tamansa clean the room. The main verb made and infinitive is clean. And what are the functions of infinitive? In a sentence, infinitive can be used as a subject, as a part of predicative, as a part of compound verbal predicate, as an object, as an attribute, and as an adverbial modifier. Here we have great words of William Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that's the question. And do we have infinitive in this sentence? Yes, in this sentence, be is used as subject. Here we have some examples and usage of infinitives. Infinitive can be used as an indicator, the purpose of an action, as subject of the sentence, as direct object of the sentence, and as subject complement. And some examples usage. It can be also used as an adjective, as an adverb, after an adjective, after a noun or pronoun object referring to a person, and after question words. And we have some examples of using. Now we have 6 sentences. We should underline the infinitives. In the first sentence, infinitive is to go. In the second sentence, look, to look for, to hear, to fight, to watch, and to do. In the first sentence, we use infinitive as a part of predicative. In the second sentence, shows the purpose of action. In the third, we use it after adjective. In the first example, we use it after pronoun. In the fifth sentence, we use infinitive as a subject. And in the sixth sentence, we use infinitive after question what. Also, infinitive has 4 types, each of which has an active and passive forms. Simple infinitive, continuous infinitive, perfect infinitive, and perfect continuous. For example, infinitive, simple infinitive, write, in passive, be written. Continuous infinitive, to be writing, in passive, being written. Perfect, to have written, to have been written. To have been writing, to have been being written. These are forms of 4 types of infinitive in active and passive forms. And here you can see some examples of using types of infinitive. Example, simple infinitive. I was glad to see her. He must be very happy. In continuous, I'm glad to be sitting here. You must be joking. Perfect infinitive. I'm glad to have studied at that school. They must have forgotten about the deadline. I'm glad to have been living in Barcelona for the last 10 years. He must have been waiting for ages. Thank you. I'm very glad if you get some information from our today's lesson. See you. Bye.